Welcome to my living room. It is my most favorite time of the day. It is DIY time. And not only is it DIY time, but it's also Halloween time. You guys hear that? It's my mom. If my mom's witch cackle doesn't get you in the Halloween spirit, this DIY definitely will. It's super easy and it's fun for the kids, and it's still really chic for your home. So, triple threat. Today we are going from this to this. Isn't this the cutest pumpkin? It actually has some antiquing on it, which is even better for the kids because then fingerprints don't matter and it's not perfect and it's organic. And as we all know, organic is always the way to go. So, it'd be so cool if I could juggle. I can't juggle. All right, so let's throw up our hair and roll up our sleeves and get some painting done. I will see you in the kitchen. First step when you're DIYing pumpkins is always wash your pumpkins thoroughly and then let it dry until it's bone dry. Otherwise your paint won't stick. All right, we're ready to paint. Onto the garage. When using spray paint, which is what we're using for these adorable pumpkins, you have to be in a well-ventilated area so you're not inhaling any of these fumes, which for me is my garage. Also, make sure you lay out a workspace for yourself. That way you don't get spray paint anywhere you don't want to. Only two colors you're going to need are matte white as well as Krylon's Looking Glass. Rust-Oleum also has a version of both of these that's just as good. No, these are not all natural, but they are made in the USA, which reduces the footprint of production and manufacture, so 2 thumbs up. Let's get to it.
Start off by using painter's tape or masking tape to tape off your pumpkin stem. This protects your little stem from the spray paint. And if you're painting a larger pumpkin, be sure to use masking tape as opposed to the painter's tape because it'll stick a lot better. Next, lay your pumpkin flat and using the modern white spray paint, paint the top portion of your pumpkin. Then let those pumpkins dry for at least 10 minutes. After your pumpkin's dry, flip that baby over and spray paint the bottom portion. We're spray painting these pumpkins white first before we do anything else so that there isn't any orange showing through. After the white paint is completely dry, grab your can of Looking Glass paint and paint your pumpkins starting from the top. Don't worry if it's streaky or runny because this stuff is really forgiving. The Looking Glass spray dries faster than most other spray paints, so after 1 to 2 minutes, flip your pumpkin over and hit that bottom half. Now time for the fun part. After your pumpkin's completely dry, flip it back over and hit the top half with your Looking Glass spray. Let your spray sit for a few seconds, like 3 to 4, until it gets tacky. Then take gauze and dab around the part that you just sprayed. This gives your pumpkin a really pretty texture. Now, the more pressure you apply to your gauze, the more texture your pumpkin will have and the more white will show through. And if you mess up, don't worry. Just spray paint the part that you don't like again and dab a little more. And honestly, this stuff is really forgiving, so don't be afraid to apply a lot of pressure to your gauze. I always wish I would have done more. After you've done this all over your pumpkin a few different times, waiting in between sides for a few minutes so that each side is dry, it's time for the final step. Remove the tape from the stem. This allows your stem to get a little bit of sheen, blending in with the silver paint better. Then paint the top portion of your pumpkin one last time and hit around the stem really heavily with that gauze. This gives your pumpkin that I just rolled around on the concrete kind of look, which ends up being really pretty, I promise. Feel free to use any sort of cloth, but I love gauze because 1, it doesn't leave any hairs behind, and 2, it is mummy season after all.
Here are our chic, antique, pretty little pumpkins. And how easy were they to make? Now, I've left one of my pumpkins white because, well, you can never have too much of a good thing, and we wanted to balance out the silver and the shine. And the best part of these pumpkins, seriously, is that you'll be able to recycle them throughout the next few months in all of your decor. So first up is Halloween, and you can still have fun decorating and still keep it chic.
After you've kept that Halloween decor classy, then you can reuse these gorgeous little pumpkins for Thanksgiving. Whether you're using them as place cards on top of napkins or as part of your centerpiece, These pumpkins will totally jazz up any table dressing, and they're sure to make your friends and family smile while eating that pumpkin pie. Then comes the holidays. Because we've painted our pumpkins silver and white, they are sure to fit in with any holiday decor. Snowflakes, pine cones, holly, you name it. Even though you made these pretty pumpkins back in October, you'll be using them well into December.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked my chic antique pumpkin DIY. Those are my little pumpkins back there. If you did, please subscribe. I would love to see your pretty little pumpkins on social media, so tag me, and I hope you have the happiest of Halloweens. See you next week.